Hey guys, Jay here. So in this video, I want to touch on something that I think might be a little bit helpful, especially for newer player and people who don't want to suffer for the first couple of levels in POE2. Especially in the case that in the upcoming release of the new patch, they are going to have a 3-day for free to play. Everyone can just join play the game as like a trial period. So there are a lot of people who plays. By the way, quick touch on that topic. I think the server is definitely going to be on fire, regardless of how well they think they are preparing for it. But the game is big, and the amount of people who wants to try it for free is also very, very damn big. So I think the server is definitely going to be on fire. But knowing GG, probably if the server is like very bad for 1-2 days or something, they will probably just extend the period of trial for people who wants to really try out the game anyway. So I don't think you need to worry there if what you care about is just to basically try the game out. Anyway, this is more into the actual gameplay. So the first couple of levels actually can be pretty difficult for PoE2. And I don't want to say this, but for now, because the balancing, I don't know about this patch, but previously, historically, the balancing for the first couple of skill choice that you can choose in the game is not good. There are some skill that is actually very good for early on. For example, the one that I am actually Control F and highlighting here, Frost Bomb. This one used to be really, really good, and it is a very, very good gem to select as your first gem option. If you have an uncut gem, you'll know when you get to that part if you have not played the game yet. So this used to be a very, very strong and powerful like leveling stuff that you can do for just easy first couple of levels. However, it is nerfed by 50%, maybe a little bit more than 50% actually. Yeah, it is slightly more than 50%. So this thing is no longer an option. Also, it has a much longer cooldown. So Frostbomb is no longer an option. But we also have a couple of skill buff, and I think if you want to find an option to replace Frostbomb for early leveling, you should be looking at Orb of Storm. So this is Aura Storm. For now, it trigger from casting any spell before it is lightning spell. It is any spell now, so you can just spam a very, very low low cast time skill. For example, Contagion is also a skill that you can get very, very early on. And then you just basically get enemies to be zapped by a 1 to 19 damage at gem level 3. So yeah, it is just, this is buffed very, very heavily in my opinion, and it should be one of the best thing that you can do for like early leveling, especially if you play a caster like setup. Then you should be utilizing this for just some basically free damage early on, right? I think even if you play, for example, Chaos Lich, for example, is a very, very good starting build. You should be using an Aura Storm early on anyway. Eventually you will move to pure Chaos, but this is just really, really damn powerful. Just like before when we can use like Frost Bomb for every build for the first couple of levels, right? So this skill, just keep in mind, if you are struggling, find an uncut gem and get the Aura Storm. It is going to help you actually quite a lot, in my opinion. And then secondly, Rake and Stomping Ground. This is the best leveling combo, hands down, in the previous patch. However, it is completely removed from the game this patch. Rake no longer can be supported by Stomping Ground. However, we do have another travel skill that we can do with Stomping Ground, which is Shield Charge. So Shield Charge, the main thing here that we care about is it no longer has a cooldown. So assuming that Stomping Ground, the numeric number is going to be roughly the same, we are going to have a pretty damn OP setup for leveling. I'm just making an assumption here, right? So check it out. when the game is live or when we get the information about the stomping ground gem. We did get a batch of leaked gem from Chinese server, but I went through the list and there is no stomping ground in there, so there is no information that we can be based off of. But if stomping ground is roughly the same as before, and I think because they already removed the interaction with Rick, so chances are they would not nerf stomping ground, because sure, it is a strong leveling skill, but it was never like breaking the game like in any way. In endgame, it is slightly underwhelming, viable but slightly underwhelming. So I don't think it is going to be nerfed. So if you are playing any class that you are like playing with a shield, or you are a melee class or whatever, if you can have a shield, check out the support gem Stomping Ground. You don't need to actually cut into the gem to know what it does. You can actually read it. You can know what the number is. By the way, for reference, POE2 Stomping Ground. Let's go to POEDB here. So Stomping Ground right now in the game before the patch, it is 100 to 150% of your strength as physical damage. So if this number goes anywhere, like even it goes down to like 70% to 100%, it should be okay, at least for leveling. I don't think it is going to be a problem, because before it is very, very strong, and now even if it is nerfed a little bit, it should still be pretty damn strong. And well, if it is the same, hey, we have basically probably the best leveling build in the game, in the sense of shield charge stomping ground, right? So those are the things that I want to share in this video. Other than that, hey, we have a lot of new things that we can discover. So yeah, just read. That might not be obvious to everyone. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy, and yeah, see you in the next video. Peace.